Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of the Let's Talk Tuesdays podcast. My name is Brendan Plays. This is the show where we answer all of your questions that you send in every single week on the Brendan Plays forums at brendanplays.com/forums, or in the YouTube comment section down below, or via a voicemail on the website brendanplays.com by clicking the big green button on the right-hand side of the page. Now, unfortunately, again, the internet situation, we're going to give you guys another update in a moment, will forbid me of answering your questions again this week. Unfortunately, I just can't access them today. I just don't have any internet to get online and be able to answer your questions. Normally I can, but my connection has been really bad for mobile, so it's just been really, really bad. So today I can't answer your questions. I don't think we had that many questions anyway, so it's not a real big deal. So I know some people were leaving some voicemails this week. I really, really appreciate that. And keep leaving them, and I will get to them eventually if they are still relevant. If not, just send me another question. I'll get to it, I promise. It's just so frustrating because I don't have an internet. Tomorrow will be the 3 weeks without internet, which obviously has been killing me and killing my channel a little bit. I mean, a lot of people probably wondering where the hell I am, what's going on, am I coming back, am I done? I mean, yeah, it sucks, but there's really no update. We called the internet company last week, and they basically said to us, "Oh, your internet is not working." Well, that sucks. Yeah, well, there's nothing we can do for you to help, but hey, we'll put you in the front of the queue. We'll put you first, so you're a priority customer now. So when we get our shit together, you'll be the first on. Well, thank you very much. Here we are a week later, and they still haven't got their shit together. So it's just been a complete joke. This company, Telstra, is just a complete joke, and once again, still no internet. Basically, they've sold us internet that they cannot provide. There is no internet available in this area that they can give us. That, you know, we ordered something that they just physically cannot give us the service to. So now they're trying to hang on to our money, trying to hang on to our business, and trying to get it working, and it's just ridiculous. I'm just fed up with it at the moment, and obviously I haven't been able to do videos. I've done a few videos that are ready to go for when I do get internet. My friend went away on the weekend, so he wasn't able to upload for me. Maybe I'll try and see him later this week if I need to, and get some videos for him so he can upload for me, which would be a huge help. I'm currently working on bragging rights right now. I basically have recorded the whole show. I just need to voice it over and do some edits and whatever. So I need to do all that. So, the videos are coming. So when I do get back online, you're going to get the content that you've been wanting. I know it's an extra weight. I know I haven't been as active. It's just, man, it sucks. It's really nothing I can do. I can't even download the latest W2K16 patch. So I can't, I connect to my PS4 sometimes with my mobile data so I can go online and just kind of use the very basic things. But I can't even go on and download a couple of NXT superstars that I need for my next NXT episode. So I guess the way it's going to be right now is that it will be Raw, SmackDown, then the pay-per-view, then I'll do NXT after the pay-per-view because I can't get NXT out because I need to download a few superstars for the NXT Championship Tournament matches that it's going to take place. So I don't have them available. I haven't downloaded them because I couldn't find the right characters that I liked at the time. So, like a month ago now. So, I can't use them. So that really just sucks. I can't even record that. So, other than that, I've got SmackDown recorded. I've got the next Raw. It's completely done. I've got some GMO stuff. I haven't got any NBA stuff because I can't get on that. So it's just been a really shitty process. I know I haven't been able to make videos. It sucks, and I wish I could tell you when I'm going to get back online. I wish I could tell you that I'm going to be on tomorrow, but every day is a possibility, but the likelihood is very slim at this point. So I'm very frustrated, and there's nothing I can really do about it, which is the worst part. There's nothing I can do about it. So today will probably be a bit more of a shorter show. Not a lot of things to cover because I haven't really been in tune with most of the things that have been happening. Obviously, I watched Raw this week, and we're going to talk about the main talking points on Raw and whatever else comes to my mind. Obviously, I thought this week's Raw was pretty good, to be fair. I really enjoyed this week's Raw. A little sad at the end with Daniel Bryan having to retire, which is the big news of the show. And that was pretty sad. deep down, I was hoping for some kind of swerve or something, but it didn't happen. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk a little bit about Fastlane, and obviously some other things on Raw, like Ambrose and Lesnar, Styles and Jericho, and whatever else that comes to mind. So we'll talk about that this week. And I haven't really been gaming this week much either, so there's not really much to really say on this week's What Is Brendan Playing, so there's really not much to say there. I will say, though, during my time without internet, I have been binge watching Friends. I've never actually got around to watching it all. I know it's been done and dusted for over a decade now, but I would see it on TV here and there, watch an episode here, watch an episode there, but I didn't really like it when I was, younger, but now obviously I'm a bit old. I really, really like it, so I've been binge watching that. I'm already nearly on season 5. I'm towards the end of season 4, and that's just this week. So, so I've had a lot of free time on my hands, and I've been watching a lot of Friends. So it's been keeping me sane. If I didn't have that, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. I'd be bored as hell. So it's keeping me busy. Been watching a lot of sport. Obviously, watched the Super Bowl the other day, which was cool. Lots of cricket being on as well, which has been great. We had the NRL Auckland Nines this week. I'm talking crap that a lot of you Americans don't even know I'm talking about. But all you Australians and Kiwis out there, you know what I'm saying. So I watched a bit of that this weekend that just went by as well. So lots of sport that's kind of been keeping me busy. But there's really not much to do, I guess. It's amazing how much you need the internet for. Like I just want to know, I want to find something out. All right, let me Google this. Let's see what this is. I have a question about something. Let's see what this is. And you can't even Google it. I can't Google anything. I can't access anything. Can't even go on Twitter and check what's going on in the world. Can't even check the NBA scores. I wanted to see who was winning the NBA. What was the score of the NBA today? I can't even do that. So it's it's a real pain. So no internet sucks. And not only that, I have no mobile data left. I've already gone chock-a-block over the limit, so that doesn't reset for another 4 days. And I was actually hoping I'd have internet before that would reset, but it turns out that's not the case. So that kind of sucks. But it's just problem after problem, all the time, I guess. But we'll get by. We'll get through it. Hopefully the internet will come on this week or something like that, and try and get these videos out for you guys. If not, I'll try and see what my friend's up to, and if he can upload a few videos to me. If not, if worse comes to worse, in about 2 weeks' time, I think on the 23rd of February, I probably will be moving into my new house. So that's not too far away now. It's getting very close. So around about that time, I'll be moving in. I don't know. That's the earliest I can move in. I don't know if that's going to be the day that I will go ahead and move in. But, so sometime around then. I don't think I'll have internet straight away. I'll obviously have to try and get them to come along and set it up. And who knows how long that will take. Jesus, I tell you what, if it takes them a month to set the internet up at the new house, I am going to scream and I'm going to punch a wall. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to yell at some people. I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably I will write a couple of angry tweets on Twitter. That's about it. That's all I've really done so far. But other than that, I don't know what I could possibly do, but that will suck. It will be annoying, and let's hope that does not happen. But you never know. Who knows these days? But anyways, enough of that. Let's stop rambling on. Let's get into this week's Monday Night Raw. We'll start it off with Daniel Bryan's retirement. What a career he had. I mean, a career that stopped way too short. I felt as though, another 3 or 4 years at the top, Daniel Bryan would have solidified himself as certainly in that category along like Eddie Guerrero, a Chris Benoit, as some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Has he had a Hall of Fame career? I think this is probably a real big question that I think a lot of people will probably be asking and trying to, answer these days, at the moment. So, has Daniel Bryan had a Hall of Fame career? I mean, a multiple-time world champion, yes. Main event at WrestleMania. Didn't have a long run with the belt. I mean, I think it would be hard to put Daniel Bryan in the Hall of Fame. I know other people who've had lesser careers have gotten in, but you think about it, Daniel Bryan really only had about a 5-year WWE career, and I don't know if a 5-year WWE career really constitutes a Hall of Fame spot, because, it's not like he worked at WCW or ECW, these other promotions. I don't know how much merit they would give towards independent promotions like a Ring of Honor, or, working in Japan or, any of these other, promotions that aren't the WWE in this day and age, I don't know how much, attention they would give that work and how much credit they would give it. I think right now, if it's not WWE, it doesn't really count in their eyes. So, really, you take away all that, he's only left with like a 5-year WWE career, and yeah, he had a couple world title reigns, definitely had a quite a lengthy World Heavyweight Championship reign, and a very memorable tag team run with Team Hell No. I love that tag team, they were fantastic. Seeing a few highlights of them on Raw brought back some good memories, they were great. But his time at the top, at his pinnacle, when the Yes Movement was in full swing, it didn't really last long. So, I want to know in the comment section down below, do you think Daniel Bryan is a Hall of Famer? I think they'll probably put him in. I don't think it'll be anytime soon, but personally, I think he probably fell a couple of years too short, in my opinion, but I can see him definitely going in. Maybe if he does some things backstage. I always think that Daniel Bryan should have been an on-air personality. I know he's not a great talker, and I know he probably didn't want to do it. They probably asked him to do it, and he probably said no, but I think, when he first got injured like a year ago, when he was at his height, he definitely should have stayed on TV and done something. And obviously the Authority had it against Daniel Bryan. Bryan should have been around, I think, and done something there and worked with that. When he was so over, he should have definitely done something there. But they never end up doing anything with him. And I think if he had have done something and been on TV for that, 9 months or whatever he was off for, then I think that would have helped him out, because that's like a whole year of his career has been gone. You think about it, he hasn't had a match, I think a few weeks after WrestleMania of last year. Was that the case? Did he make it to Extreme Rules? I don't recall. But, yeah, he hasn't had a match in a long time, so he really missed majority of 2015, so, he didn't really have a long run. And it kind of sucks. I think, I was never a huge fan of Daniel Bryan. I think, personally, Daniel Bryan fans really ticked me off the most because, there was times when you just want to see these two guys wrestle, and the crowd would just be chanting for Daniel Bryan, just hijacking the show, when you just want to enjoy the matches that were going on. I don't think it was really Daniel Bryan's fault, but for me, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it just kind of made me go, ugh, who cares about Daniel Bryan? I'm sick of him. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There were some times, certainly when he was against Triple H, going against that whole thing, I really enjoyed that. When he beat John Cena for the title and he went against Randy Orton at that time, I enjoyed that time. But, when Batista came back, won the Royal Rumble, I think, I was doing the show back then. I was never really against it. I was fine with it, honestly. I didn't really care. I didn't really want to see Daniel Bryan in the main event of WrestleMania, to be honest. Obviously, it worked out pretty good in the end. We had a pretty good WrestleMania that year with Bryan, a big underdog story. So I definitely enjoyed the story that was being told. Would have been better. It would probably was for the best. I think a Batista and Orton match, looking back now, it wouldn't have been as great as what Daniel Bryan did. But at the time when Batista won the Rumble, when everybody was in an absolute outroar, and people wanted to cancel the network and kick a cat and punch their best friend, I don't know. I didn't really care. I was like, oh, cool, Batista's back. He's won the Rumble, sweet. Because obviously I'm a huge Batista fan, so it didn't really bother me too much. But Daniel Bryan obviously had a lot of great moments, like a great career in the WWE, even though it was very short. He did a lot of things in that short period of time. He did a lot of things that, quite honestly, nobody really expected him to do. I remember, I didn't really watch WWE much back then, but I do remember tuning in to NXT in like 2010 or whenever that was on, when he was in the NXT thing, doing the stupid challenges. I remember seeing him, and I remember Michael Cole just burying him on the mic every show. Oh, this guy sucks. And I believe Michael Cole. I thought, yeah, he does suck. He's small. I mean, he doesn't look intimidating. Like, this guy can't beat anybody. And, I remember seeing him, and I didn't think anything of him at all. And I stopped watching until the start of 2012, and I believe he was the World Heavyweight Champion. And I was like, what the hell? This guy is the world champion? You gotta be kidding me. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Now, this guy, Daniel Bryan, was the world champion. The last time I saw him in NXT, he was an absolute joke, in my opinion. So, obviously he even fooled me. A lot of people that probably didn't expect much from him, became fans, and he won the hearts of a lot of people. And it goes to show that, it doesn't matter how small you are, you can always achieve your dreams. Yes, it took a lot from the fans. The fans really had to get behind him every week, chanting Daniel Bryan every week for something to happen for him to finally catch a break. But it goes to show, even the WWE cannot ignore the fans for that long. They tried, trust me, they tried. They went for a long time. Nope, forget about Daniel Bryan. We don't care about him. We want Batista and Orton. That's the way we're going. But even then, they had to, they had to give in. They had to do it. They had to put Bryan in that position. And I think really, they probably realized, look, hey, this guy, he's going to be big business for us. He's going to make us money, so let's do it. And I think now they definitely would love Daniel Bryan to be back. I'm sure they would be begging Bryan to be back if he could. But I guess maybe the concussion thing, I think he said on Raw that he went and saw another doctor and, he got the bad news that, look, no, you're done. He saw these other couple of doctors and they said, yeah, you're fine, you can wrestle. And he saw another one and, I guess the bad news, and he finally gave up hope. The guy just wanted to wrestle again, just wanted to get back in the ring, even if it was for one more time, I guess. But wrestling for 16 years, certainly back in the mid-2000s era, like I'm sure in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, 90s, and even in the early to mid-2000s, concussions, nobody really knew about concussions. We've only just started to realize how crucial, concussions are and how important they are and how much they need to be, treated and how serious they can be. We've only just learned that in perhaps the last 10 years. So Bryan still had a good portion of his career. I'm sure his younger days he had a lot of concussions. He said that on Raw. So it adds up. And I know he even had a number of concussions in the WWE. He was out for a few times with concussions, and I guess one too many at the end of the day. And look, if he got back in the ring and he had another concussion, who knows? His brain could, turn into he could turn into a vegetable. You never know. Like these things happen. So he's got to look after himself, and if he's not cleared, he's not cleared, and he's got to give it up. Will he go elsewhere and wrestle to defy the doctors? I don't think so. I think he's happy with it. I think he's realized that he is done. There's nothing he can do. I think he should probably be grateful that it was a concussion rather than like a neck injury or something else, because I'm sure physically his body is probably okay, but I don't think he's really lost a step mentally either. So he's probably lucky that it is a concussion that probably was the reason for him to walk away, and not like an edge, or if he takes a serious bump to his neck again, who knows what can happen. So I think he got away okay, and I enjoyed what they did for him on Raw. Obviously, I felt as though it went for very long. I thought he was pretty funny as well. The thing that, I can't remember what it was, but whatever he said to Brie, that's what she said, and I thought he had some funny moments. So it was sad, but, it was done the way that Daniel Bryan would do it. A bit of humor in it, and I think it was nice, and I enjoyed the tributes they did for him all night. I think that was great. So obviously the company holds him in high regard, so that would obviously help him towards that Hall of Fame ring. I think it's a very big possibility, but in my personal opinion, I look at his career, and I just feel as though he falls a little short for me to be in that Hall of Fame category. But I'm sure many of you disagree and have your own opinions, so let me know in the comments down below, as I said earlier. But so a great career comes to an end, very sad, and another injury, and I always had hope. I never once did I believe that Daniel Bryan would not be coming back. I always believed he'd be back. I always thought it was just a matter of time. He's just going to get healthy, he'll be back, and he's not going to be. He's done. So it's really sad. What will he do next? Will he be a trainer backstage, go work in NXT? I think they'd be great down there in that role, personally. Will he do some on-air stuff, do some network stuff? I dare say he might do a little bit of that. Or will he completely leave wrestling altogether and go do something else? I cannot imagine him doing that. And just seeing some clips on him on Total Divas where Bree's forcing him to go work, in her little crappy job she does. I don't know what she does. But, so he just seems uninterested and doesn't care. So I think for me, I would definitely be hiring him, get him down to NXT and work there as a trainer. It makes perfect sense to me. I think he would be great for the role. And I think someone like Daniel Bryan, who's just recently worked in the WWE, knows everyone and knows the business right now. He's probably the last guy who's truly gotten over, who's truly captivated the audience. He's probably the last guy who's done that. And I think they could learn a lot from him. Whereas they got these guys coming in from, 20 years ago who never really got over, never really did all that much to, it didn't really captivate an audience, didn't create a move, it didn't really become the man. I think Daniel Bryan, would be a much better, person, much suited for the role compared to some of the other guys they have around there. So we'll see if he does get that job, and see if he does get that. I'm sure that will come about in the next 6 months or so, what he's going to do next. I don't know if he'll take more time off. I mean, he's had quite a long time out. I think he'd be ready to get back and do something. He knows, okay, wrestling's done, what's next? And I think he'd be looking for the what's next right now, ASAP. So we'll see what he does next, and obviously a great career that comes to an end. It's a shame, but, these things happen, and everyone has a time. Everybody has to go at some point. Everyone's, careers will come to an end at some point, some earlier than others, and I guess this is just a case of that. It sucks, but, it's just the way it is. But we'll move on to some other things that happened on this week's Monday Night Raw. So I want to talk about the Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose confrontation. So we had the contract signing, and Lesnar came out, through the table, I should say, at Roman Reigns. That was cool. He just smacked him with the table and hit the F5 on Dean Ambrose. So I didn't mind that. Just, alright, let's cut the crap, no more talking. Let's just come out and beat up each other, and best man wins. It was Brock Lesnar, fair enough. And then their second confrontation later in the night, when Ambrose just called Lesnar out, and, storyline-wise, what an idiot. Why would you call Brock Lesnar out? But I thought it was cool. It really suited his character, like this no fucks given character. I don't care who you are, how big you are, I'm going to try and fight you. I'm going to try and kick your ass. I like that. And I think that's perfect for Dean Ambrose's character. So I'm glad they went in that direction. I mean, Roman Reigns, came out and didn't even bother to get in the ring with Lesnar. I mean, what a pussy. Roman Reigns, this big, bad, tough guy, didn't even want to get in the ring. He got hit with a table and that was it. And he see you later. I'm not coming after Brock. And, he came out and, distracted Brock Lesnar. Well, he didn't go back in the ring. I thought Reigns was going to get in the ring and try and fight Lesnar, and whilst Ambrose was down, alright, I couldn't do it, you go and do it, Roman. And no, instead he just stood there, flexed his muscles, and I'm real tough. So whereas Dean Ambrose, he got in the ring, took a beating, and he asked for more. Now that is cool, that's very cool. I like that from Ambrose, so I'm glad they went in that direction. I mean, Lesnar still looks like an absolute beast, this guy is unstoppable, but Ambrose, you never know. He's just a fighter, and then Roman Reigns just looks like this, pretty boy pussy who didn't even want to get in the ring. So, who came out looking best in that one? Probably Ambrose, to be honest with you. So, even though he took a beating, it was a very good one, if there is such a thing. Dudley Boys have turned heel. They've turned on the Usos. Thank God. Oh my God, thank goodness. They've done something. This tag team division has been so stale for the last 3 months. It's just been Dudleys versus New Day versus Usos, same old shit versus same old shit. Every single week it seems like it's the same thing. So thank God the Dudley Boys turned heel. And obviously, we couldn't have a Monday Night Raw without a Big Show or a Mark Henry heel or babyface turn. Alright, it's like they flip a coin. Alright, Mark, what are you going to be this week? Are you going to be a babyface or a heel this week? Let's flip. Heads for heel, tails for face. Oh, it was heads. You're a heel this week. And no, he turned heel. He turned face halfway through the match. Came out, yeah, I'm with the New Day. The New Day said a few things. You go get him. No, I don't want to go get him. And he turned face again. So I just can't keep up with Mark Henry anymore. I don't know what he is. Every time I see him, I'm right. I see him as neutral. And at the end of the night, I will decide what he is. So I think he came out as a babyface. He started off as a heel. He came out as a babyface. Who can keep up these days? But anyways, Dudley Boys turning heel. They put the Usos through a table, I believe. Yeah, they put one of the Usos through a table. And one of them looked injured. I don't know if that was legit or not. I haven't read the dirt sheet since the show. It looks as though he actually hurt his knee. And I think that might have been Jay. I could be wrong. I think it might have been Jay, who was the one who just had an injury. So, has he re-injured himself? That would be pretty bad. I mean, just coming back and now injured again. I mean, God, we don't need any more injuries in this company. It's just getting ridiculous. Even Sheamus is gone. I mean, let's shed a tear, everyone. Shed a tear for Sheamus, but he is now gone. So, I mean, everyone's just getting injured. Every week, someone's gone. I mean, it's just getting crazy. And I think Finn Balor was injured in NXT. I don't know the severity of his injury. So, yeah, like I said a few weeks ago, they've got to do something about these injuries. But again, yeah, I mean, the Dudley Boys turning heel, it had to happen. They've just been stale. They've just been falling down the card and becoming just one of those teams, just a regular act. They're not special anymore. They're not really anything. In fact, you know, they're losing more than they are winning. And I'm thinking, well, geez, these guys kind of suck. You know, storyline wise, the Dudley Boys, they suck. They're not going to win tonight. I mean, they're not going to win. They're shit. Now, with this heel turn, hopefully we get them to do some promos. I mean, I love Bubba Ray on the mic. I think he's a great promo. Even Devon, he's entertaining as well. So I would love to see some promos out of the Dudley Boys. Next week on Raw, an explanation on why they attacked the Usos. You know, the Usos are taking our spot. Usos, you know, we've been friends with them. We're trying to be, you know, do the right thing, but they just keep on, you know, trying to take our opportunities away from us. You know, we're here to take our opportunities away from them. You know, we want the titles. Blah, 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 blah. You know the story. Is that going to be the case? We'll see. I mean, how long will the New Day hold the title for? Quite honestly, I think it might be nearly time to think about dropping the titles off them. I think their act is getting a little stale to me. I'm not enjoying them as much. I think, if anything, it's getting cringeworthy now. I was watching Raw this week with my dad, and he was like, oh my God, who the hell are these guys? So he was not exactly impressed. He was not impressed with the R-Truth and Goldust thing, by the way. When Goldust was dressed up as that guy, my dad left the room. So that's exactly what you need to know from that segment. It was awful. But, you know, other than that, the R-Truth and Goldust thing before that, the last few weeks, I haven't minded. But this week, yeah, no good. But, yeah, I think the tag team division just needs some new life into it. So now the Dudley Boys are heel turn. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where it leads. Can I see the Dudley Boys win the titles? I definitely think they'll win the titles. I'm surprised they haven't won it already. I guess the New Day getting so over at the time probably cost the Dudley Boys that opportunity. But now I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Dudley Boys perhaps got a huge victory at WrestleMania and won the belts there. I think the New Day could drop the belts at a WrestleMania. I hope to God it's not to the Usos. As I said last week, they're just so stale to me. I just don't care about them at all. But, yeah, maybe a Dudley Boys win at WrestleMania, get a big victory, and, you know, obviously you're probably thinking, well, shouldn't the New Day win, the young talent beat the old? Yeah, they probably should, but I could just see it happening. I just think for the sake of the tag division, I mean, the Dudley Boys are going to be around for a while, so it's not exactly like, oh, this guy's only going to have one more match in the next year, like The Undertaker, why is he winning? It's different, you know, these guys are here full time, you know, it's a different situation in my opinion. I think the New Day's act is, like I said, it's run its course, and when it's run its course, even if an old tag team, a veteran tag team, a popular tag team wins, I think it's okay. I also really like this week AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. I'm really liking this feud, I really am. I'm intrigued. I want to keep seeing more out of these two. That little stare down that they had just kind of piqued my interest. Probably won't watch SmackDown where they have a match that probably end up in a DQ or a distraction by The Miz or whatever. You know he's going to get involved in some kind of way. But a Jericho and Styles match again at Fastlane I think would be really fun. So I'm liking their feud. I just think, you know, it's cool. I mean, obviously Styles isn't talking. He's just coming out there and beating guys up. No problem with that from me. The Miz and Jericho, that was okay. You know, just catchphrase after catchphrase. Not really much there. Jericho's mic work since returning has been pretty subpar for his standards. I just think he's just relying too much on using the old catchphrase, using the same thing over and over, rather than just kind of speaking naturally, you know, coming out there and just addressing AJ Styles and just addressing The Miz. He's just coming out and, well, I've got to get my shit in. Let's try and get the crowd to react and get the crowd involved. He's just trying to do these other things rather than just kind of cut a promo and rather get his point across. So for me, I was just like more talking from Jericho, just no catchphrases, just come out there and say, look, this is how it is. AJ Styles, this is why I have a problem with him. This is why I'm going to beat him. Not, oh, welcome to Raw's Jericho. The Miz, you look like an idiot. You look stupid, blah, blah, blah. Just all these little things that he's been doing lately. I just feel as though it's not working. He's just got to change it up. The promos are not good, and just chill on the catchphrases. Just chill on the catchphrases. Throw one or two in there if you have to, but for the most part, just talk and get your point across and go from there. The Miz hasn't been that bad, honestly. I think on the mic, I've enjoyed his work. I think he's a great talker, and like I said last week, he's just a good guy to get some cheap heat, and he's an easy first heel opponent to get the people behind somebody. So he's a good opponent for AJ Styles to have, and throw him into the mix. I think it's a good fit. So I'm liking what they're doing there with the Miz. And other things that I have on my mind this week. Alright, so Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler again. How many times do we have to see this match? I think, we've seen this 6, 7, 8 times. And it's getting like Big Show and Roman Reigns at this point. It's getting ridiculous. Please, enough. We've seen it. Owens and Ziggler, we've seen enough of it. Come on. It's time that we just put this to bed. Finish it with a pay-per-view match at Fastlane if we have to, and finish this rivalry. We've seen it enough. It's like, oh my god, we're going to have Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler this week. Holy crap. Alright, Cole, we've seen this 3 weeks in a row. What's so special about it now? It's getting ridiculous at this point, so let's just finish it up, move the two onto something else. It's clear it's a bit of a filler feud, which kind of doesn't give me much hope for WrestleMania. We're having a lot of filler. Charlotte and Brie Bella, clearly a filler feud. Kevin Owens and Ziggler is filler. We don't really know the direction of WrestleMania at this point. We still don't know what The Undertaker's doing. We don't know what the Wyatt family's doing. We had the Wyatt family attack Brock Lesnar, and now that's on hold, obviously. They've forgotten about them. We had Ryback come out this week looking like Goldberg. And by the way, I don't have a problem with his new look. I think, honestly, he looks better. He looks like an absolute tank. He looks great, and I think he needs the change. I think what he was wearing before, the singlet, I think it's been played out, and I think a freshener up to his character is a good thing. I know he's going to get the Goldberg chance, and when he gets to a hot crowd, a smart crowd, they're going to rip into him again. But I think, honestly, I don't think he just gives a shit anymore. I think he just probably woke up, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to wear it. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to be like Goldberg. Fuck it. I know he's been doing some of his moves. He probably just doesn't give a shit anymore. I know he wore the black trunks, I think on SmackDown last week, so he just doesn't care anymore. And, good on him. Honestly, I think he looks better. So, he was a big dude, but I think, without the singlet, you can certainly see that, alright, this guy, he's huge. You get a much better look at how big the guy is. They keep saying he's the big guy, but he doesn't really wear anything that kind of, shows that. And I think he looks, better, honestly. I think, like I said, a change is always good, and I think it's a change for the better. Even if it's short term, he'll give it a try, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, you can always go back to the singlet. Nobody will care. And, nobody's really caring about Ryback anyway. It's not like they're doing much with him. I think they've kind of pushed him to the side. They're not really doing much with him. They're kind of, they position him kind of decently. It's a bit like Dolph Ziggler right now, isn't he? He comes out, he's that big dude, alright, these guys have to get through Ryback. He's a big dude, alright, it's going to be a tough challenge. You always know it's going to be a tough challenge, but he never really believed Ryback's going to win anymore, which is a shame. A couple of years ago, he would say, well, Ryback's not going to lose. How could Ryback lose? But now it's completely different, and it sucks. My enjoyment of Ryback has been dwindling and dwindling. I was always a big fan, but I appreciate what he's doing. He's trying a lot of different moves. He's trying to go to the top rope more, doing the running high knees this week. So he's trying a lot of different things. He's trying to add more to his moveset, which is really good. I do definitely appreciate that. I think all you guys should be as well. The guy's trying. He's trying his heart out, but I just guess the company doesn't really have much of direction for him right now. And another guy who is trying hard and they're giving a little small opportunity is Titus O'Neil. I've always been a fan of Titus O'Neil. I think he's entertaining. I think he's great. And they're just giving him a little bit more, just a little bit more every week. And the last few weeks he got some wins. He lost this week to the Social Outcasts by distraction or whatever. I think next week he'll probably kick some ass and, beat up Heath Slater or something. But, I'm glad they're giving Titus a bit more of an opportunity. I think the guy certainly deserves it. He's been around long enough. I think it'd be great to see him, get a singles run. I don't think the title's in his reach at the moment, but hopefully they don't call out on him. Hopefully they give him more of an opportunity. I know that he lost this week. Hopefully he doesn't start losing every week, especially to Adam Rose. Oh, God, please. I mean, Adam Rose, what is wrong with this guy? Is this guy not eating anymore? Like, he's getting small. He is getting super toned up and super small. He needs to start bulking up, my friend. Titus O'Neil looked like an absolute monster next to Adam Rose. I mean, it is ridiculous. So, Adam Rose, I think he's a generally, not a huge, not very tall, but, he's not a small guy or anything, but he's just, his body is just getting smaller and smaller. He's got chicken legs at this point. Titus O'Neil, just like I said, looks like a complete monster next to Adam Rose. So, Adam Rose, start eating again, my friend, and, look, I don't really care, honestly. I think Adam Rose, if he left the company tomorrow, there'd be no loss. And I guess speaking of leaving the company, it kind of reminds me, Bull Dempsey is gone from NXT. I was a little surprised about that. I didn't expect that. Didn't see that coming. Bull Dempsey, I guess, is a guy they certainly gave a big opportunity to, and I believe they've kind of cooled off on him, and they've started jobbing him out a little bit from what I've read. I haven't really watched NXT, but I never really saw much in the guy, and I don't think it's a real loss that he's gone. But I think it's good to see that NXT is flushing out the talent that they don't need. If they feel as though, look, we don't need this guy, we've got someone else coming in, we're going to sign someone else, we've just got Nakamura coming in, got Austin Aries coming in, we're signing all these guys. If there's someone that doesn't really deserve to be there, get rid of him. I think it's a good thing. I think it's something they haven't done enough. I mean, you got guys like Zack Ryder who's still in the company. I mean, like Adam Rose, like I said, how the hell has he still got a job? Curtis Axel, how the hell has he still got a job? I mean, a lot of guys in the company that just don't really deserve to be there, haven't done anything and probably will never do anything, but yet they hold on to them. How the hell does Bad News Barrett still work for the WWE? I don't know. He's made of glass, and what has he done lately? Nothing. He hasn't done anything since he won King of the Ring, and even then, that was a joke. So, there's a lot of guys you could just get rid of tomorrow, and nobody would even notice. So, in my opinion, I think it's good that they start doing this. For a period of time there, they were so afraid to fire anybody. I just think it's bad PR. Let's just let their contract run out. Let's just, phase them out slowly but surely. I think now, honestly, you got NXT is just developing so many guys, and eventually you're going to have so many guys that you just don't have any room for them on the main roster. And I think we've nearly got that already. It's time that you get rid of the guys that don't need to be there, and you bring up the guys that deserve to be there. And in NXT, you're always just developing and developing and developing, and you keep signing people from the indies to replace the people that come along. You keep bringing up the talents that you've been developing for a while. I know Patrick Clark from Tough Enough just got an opportunity, and he made his debut. So I know a lot of people from that Tough Enough kind of starting to get some opportunities and debuts, so that's good. So they obviously are developing these guys at a pretty decent rate. So that's good to see that they are giving people these chances to developing them, and it's working out. Who knows how long it will take before we really see what they can do? Probably a few more years, but they just keep churning out more and more people all the time. So if you keep doing that, you've got to get rid of the guys that just do not deserve to be there. So a guy like Bull Dempsey, I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve to be there, but if they don't see a future for him in the company, let him go, and that's exactly what they did. So I'd like to see more of that. Personally, I think the rosters are cluttered up enough as it is, and I think it's ridiculous that a guy like Damian Sandow can't get an opportunity. This guy who's just ultra talented, he can't even get a chance. Tyler Breeze, he just came up to the main roster, and already he's an afterthought. So it goes to show that there's so many limited spots, and they're only willing to give out opportunities to certain people at certain times. And if you're not one of those people, you're just kind of standing around, waiting around. So why not just have these spots available and have the people that you need, to fill those spots, and anybody else, within reason, you just let them go. And if they got, 20 spots that aren't, 20 extra guys that aren't really needed. Why are you paying 20 extra people? I mean, couldn't you cut them and save on a lot of money? Because I'm sure your talent is one of the highest costs, highest yearly cost that you can quite easily cut and save millions. So for me, you got a guy like Jack Swagger who's done everything at this point. What more can he really do? How far is he ever really going to go again? Are they ever really going to give him another push? Not really. So, why are you paying, $200,000 for him to stay around? To me, it doesn't really make sense. I think it's a poor business move. So if I'm the WWE, I want to, reassess that, see who I need, move them on if I don't. So, alrighty guys, that will do it for this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. I know the podcast this week a little shorter again. I do apologize for that. Obviously, no internet right now, and not much else I can really talk about. I haven't got the questions to fill in the extra time. Who knows when the internet will come on? I just pray it's soon. I really do. But I will try and get bragging rights out very soon. I could probably upload a promo for it if I do get that done. I'm currently working on that. So I'll try and get some more videos done as soon as I can for you guys and get them out somehow, some way. If not, I guess we have to wait until I do get the new house. I need to order. There we go. I need to order my new computer as well, so that's something I need to get done. And I've got to start packing. I got to start packing to move out again. It seems like every 3 months I'm moving in or moving out. It's ridiculous. I haven't been able to settle down for a few years now, so this will be the one that I do get to settle in and enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to the fresh start. Looking forward to having internet. Hopefully it's soon. Hopefully. Not holding my breath though, but I do apologize again, and hopefully very, very soon I will be back in full swing giving you guys the videos that you want. Hopefully you don't forget about me. That'd be good as well. So alrighty guys, that will do it for this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. If you do have a question or any comments about today's show, let me know in the comments section down below, or leave a question over the forums at BrendanPlays.com/forums. Follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with everything to do with Brendan Plays at Brendan Plays is the Twitter handle, or you can go to Facebook and drop a like over there. Brendan Plays Official. Go ahead and do it. And like I said, join the forums. I would love some new members over the forums. I love everybody that's on there now, but I would love some fresh faces to chat to over in the forums and see their opinions about wrestling. So come along to the forums. It's absolutely free. Join up there and you can come along and chat to me and chat to everybody else that loves wrestling. What more could you possibly want? Talk about wrestling with wrestling fans. Pretty cool, right? So go along and do that. BrendanPlays.com/forums. It's completely free. Go ahead and do that. That's the cheap plugs out of the way. Guys, you have yourself a great week, and I will see you all next Tuesday. Hopefully. Hopefully we've got that internet. So I'll see you all next Tuesday.